You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. If you would like to support the AstroMommy Newsletter, there are several ways to do so. Subscribe on Substack, share it with a friend, schedule a reading, check out my family's Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo, or just leave a tip. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Moon ingresses into Leo, but first opposes Pluto. Today's Astro-Weather and Tarot card reading. Daily Horoscope for Friday, March 3rd, 2023. Good morning, friends. Well, if you saw my update yesterday, then you know that my youngest son came down with the stomach flu, so round 2 has begun. I am keeping close tabs on myself and the others in my family who have yet to show any symptoms. It's been a fun week and a half. I hope you are all in good health. So today's forecast may sound a bit more like an Astro weather report than others, but I hope it is still enjoyable and helpful as always. Okay, let's get into the astrology. Today I woke up really early and could not get back to sleep. When I went out to my desk and looked at the real-time clock for the astrology of the moment, I saw that the moon in Cancer had just made a sesquiquadrate to the sun in Pisces, and I thought, no wonder I couldn't get back to sleep. This aspect simply can represent an inner tension that you can't quite do anything at the moment to shake. The moon today is finishing in Cancer and then ingressing into the sign of Leo at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Before she changes signs, she will quincunx Saturn and oppose Pluto. Ouch! The quincunx to Saturn at 9:18 a.m. Eastern Time could represent a change or separation from something old, wise, and masculine, or it could be something restrictive, limiting, and debilitating, like getting rid of an old jacket that shrunk in the wash and just doesn't fit right anymore. Then the moon will oppose Pluto at 9:22 a.m. Eastern Time, bringing up deep feelings, stress, emotional upheavals, and possibly a health crisis. Pluto is the planet of transformation, regeneration, and deep inner metamorphosis. So this transit could literally mean something is happening in your environment that is an irrevocable change, or it could represent a metaphorical or subconscious transformation. Every month the moon makes this opposition, and we get a peek into the deepest parts of ourselves and see what resides in the darkest corners of our psyche. It's a time of reflection and contemplation, like pulling back the band-aid on a wound to see if the skin has healed yet. At first, it's still oozing and gooey. Eventually, there's a scab, and we may even remove the bandage. And then finally, the scab falls off, and the fresh new skin is there. So this morning, we may be taking a peek under the bandage and deciding if we need to do anything to it. Do we need to apply some essential oils to aid in the healing? Do we need to apply a fresh bandage? Is there a scab? The moon in Leo feels everything in a strong and passionate way and wants everyone to know about it. It's also a time of creativity and flamboyance. The Leo energy harnesses a boisterous attitude and childlike wonder towards life that infects those around them. This could feel like a pleasant shift from the watery emotional Cancer energy, or it could feel foreign and a little too much. It all depends on your own natal chart. At 12:47 p.m. Eastern Time, Venus in Aries perfects her conjunction to Chiron in Aries at 13 degrees 59 minutes of arc, representing a healing moment in our relationships or with important women in our lives. Then the moon makes a quincunx to Mercury in Pisces, which could bring nervousness, gossip, or unreliable communication into the mix at 1:01 p.m. Eastern Time. By the evening, the moon will semi-square Mars in Gemini at 9:06 p.m. Eastern Time, creating an inner tension or an itch that cannot be scratched. You may try to scratch it, but to no relief. The day ends with the moon forming squares to the north and south nodes at 9:23 p.m. Eastern Time, adding another layer towards our fate and destiny. This could mark a time when we feel like we are leaving an old situation, shedding old skin, or getting rid of something outdated to make room for something new. It's an action point, a first step forward, or the push of an oar in the water under our boats. Let's move on to the card for the day. What is the guidance for today? 6 of Swords. On this card from the Motherpeace Tarot, we see 6 women flying in a circle high above a grove of 13 evergreen trees. Each woman holds a red rose in her left hand and a sword pointed to the middle of the circle in her right. In the background, there are golden brown mountains that have lost all their green color in the season of autumn. The 6 of Swords represents getting a different perspective, flying high above the situation so that you can gain a new point of view. It also represents taking care of yourself and allowing healing to take place. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, the image for the 6 of Swords is of a woman and child leaving on a boat, a man behind them rowing the boat. They are going to a new place, leaving a painful or unpleasant situation and going towards new shores with some assistance. Vicky Noble says in the Motherpeace Handbook, quote, "As the women join in flight, they think to themselves, something is dying, but at least we have a clear idea of what is really happening. It may not be pleasant, but the ability to see things as a whole always feels good in its own right. At least we're out of range of the pain and confusion," unquote. As the guidance for today, I think this card is reminding us to take a few steps back and get a broader perspective on our situation right now. Think long-term rather than short-term and accept help when it is offered. There is another reality available to you. Let me know if this reading resonates with you in the comments. I hope this is helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy.
Thank you for reading or listening to the Daily Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from the Motherpeace Round Tarot and book set, available on Amazon. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a small commission, but there are no additional costs to you. I don't share or recommend things that I don't 100% believe in and use myself.